What is going on? So we're going to do our second pull dominant full body workout. So basically back, biceps, and hamstring focus, although we'll have some pushing movements in there. This is a contract, relax hamstring stretch. If you want to learn more about that, you can click the link in the top right. Otherwise, do a pretty good warm up focusing on the low back and hamstrings. So first exercise is a Romanian deadlift. You can substitute this for unilateral dumbbell RDLs if you have back issues. You want to try to stick your butt backwards. That keeps your back straight with a slight bend in the knee until you feel a stretch in the hamstrings, keeping the weight on your heels. You want to keep the barbell as close to your shins as possible. That will reduce the load bearing through the lumbar spine and prevent injuries. Next will be wide rope pull-ups supersetted with dumbbell flies. I like using the rope just because it's a way to change up the workout. I feel like I have better lat development with it. You can even work your grip strength even more if you want to take out the knots in the rope. I like the rope because it's a non-fixed thing that you're holding onto versus a stable barbell. With the flies, you just want to keep a slight bend in your elbows. You want to keep your shoulder blades pinched together or scapula retracted, and just go through a nice smooth range of motion. Next will be distal grip T-bar rows and supine cable curls. So I'm holding at the very bottom or pretty low on the barbell or distally. That'll help focus on the lower lats versus the traps and upper back. As you can see in the view from above, the traps are not really activating as much. You don't see the traps coming out. So it's the lower lats that we're really focusing on here on this exercise. If we were to hold it closer towards the plates, then yes, you would get your upper traps, but that's something we don't want to get because we get that with other exercises that we're going to be doing today. And then superset that, so the bicep should be a little tired from those rows. Now you're going to do alternating static hold curls. The weight is going to be pretty light on these. I tried 50, could only get 4. So you want to hold the weight towards your forehead. It's going to be more of the short head of the biceps, brachialis and brachioradialis, rather than the long head. That's just because the shoulder is already in a flex position by holding it up towards the ceiling, and so you're already having that long head shortened, so it's not really going to help too much. Exercise 3 will be alternating static hold dumbbell rows supersetted with Scaption plane front raise. So this is a big time under tension exercise, as are all the static hold exercises. because that muscle is constantly working and never gets a chance to rest, because we're focusing on muscle growth and not really strength. The weight's going to be much less than you typically do dumbbell rows, so I typically use 115 pounds. Here, 45 pounds, I couldn't even get 10 reps, so I had to drop back down to 40 for my final 2 sets of 10. If your head has to come off the bench towards those last few reps, then the weight's going to be too heavy. Anytime the head comes off the bench, then the weight is going to be too heavy. Superset that with scaption plane front raises. Scaption plane just means in the normal anatomical plane. So a lot of times you'll see people do a front raise with the dumbbell or barbell straight out in front. That's dangerous for the shoulder. It can cause impingement over time. So it's a 45-degree angle from the 0-degree plane or right in front of you. That's the scaption plane. And that's going to be safest for your shoulder. Again, these are a big time under tension exercise. Very light weight will be needed. If you don't have cables that do this, you can always just use dumbbells. And finally, we're going to do incline cable rows. You can substitute with dumbbells or even a T-bar machine if you have that at a gym. So this one is going to be focusing more on the upper back, so traps, rhomboids, rear delts. You want to keep your head on the bench. If your head comes off the bench, then that means the weight is too heavy, because we don't want to cheat or use our neck. We don't want to cause injuries over time, things like that. You can see here, compared to the distal grip T-bar row, you can really see the traps being activated and the muscles popping out, I guess, to show that yes, we are trying to work the upper back, compared to the distal grip T-bar row where these muscles weren't really firing, so you didn't really see them contracting as much.